Hello, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of Learning Perspectives. Today's episode, we will deconstruct a scene from a movie called Rishtaa Kagaz Ka. And the concept that we are going to learn today is of creating ethical organization.
कंपनी को नुकसान हुआ, लेकिन बिलीव में मिस्टर मुरलीधर, आप मुझे सिर्फ एक मौका और दीजिए। आपको मेरी कंपनी के सप्लाई किए हुए सामान से इस बार कोई शिकायत नहीं होगी, मैं इसका आपको यकीन दिलाता हूँ।
वो तो ठीक है नारंग साहब, लेकिन आप जरा सोचने की कोशिश कीजिए। हमारी भी कुछ मुश्किलें हैं। अब आपको कैसे समझाऊं? बड़ी जल्दी समझ गए आप?
तो इसका मतलब है मेरा काम हो जाएगा?
श्योर।
थैंक यू।
Now, the scene that you just saw shows you how one of the employees of the company is asking for bribe, which he's trying to do it subtly, but not so much. And he's asking from a supplier, and the supplier is like, "Okay, you get my work done, and I will pay you so and so money." And that's kind of understood in between them. And he pays, and then he goes away. So this is happening inside an organization. Now, generally, organizations do not want this kind of behavior from an employee. Now, to what can first we'll understand what ethics are, and then we will understand how can organizations or management can improve this process, and how can they become more ethical in nature. So the first step is to understand what exactly are ethics. Now, ethics are your moral compass. This is driven by your own morality and own understanding of situations. Now, for somebody, stealing money is okay, while for somebody else, it is completely wrong. So this depends. So these are your moral ethics that are different for each and every one of you. Again, the same thing goes for killing as well. Now, sometimes people are totally okay in killing someone, while it is totally wrong to kill someone on a moral level, right? So, more ethics are followed in organizations as well. Now, there are certain things that are associated with this, and what can a management do to make you more ethical in nature? Because all individuals are different and they all come together to work for one organization. Needs to be a visible role model, right? Now, what does that mean? So, for example, if I were to start an organization and in front of my employees, and also when they are not looking at me, I start taking bribes, and I'm a leader of I'm sort of a leader who is okay with getting things done through not legal ways. Okay, so I am being a role model that is not of the highest quality, right? My character is now defined by the fact that I am not very ethically strong. Hence, that means people who are looking at me, who are my employees, who are my juniors, are also would have certain this thing in their mind and would try to follow in my footstep, because in organizations, a lot of things are top driven. That is, if the management itself believes that it is okay to take bribes, why wouldn't an employee do that? So these organizations tend to become shallow from inside. People in the organizations themselves start taking money and giving money to people just to get their own ends meet. That is, it is okay for them to take money and give out money, and it's on the expense of the company though, but I am getting money in my pocket. So that is how one needs to be a strong leader, because it is top driven, and show a good character, not just show, be. So being a good leader would also drive employees in the right direction. The second point to understand here is communicating the ethical standards. Now, this is very important. All organizations need to communicate this to their employees. Why is this important? because all organizations have their own understanding, own policies and practices in place. Now, when you as a fresher enter that organization, you might not be aware. You are going in there with your own personal identity and ethics and moral values, while the organization's ethics might differ from yours. So, a company lays down its policies and procedures in the correct manner, and all these things are given to you in a credo. That means all um, rules and regulations regarding how the employee should behave in an organization is given. So, for example, employees need to dress in a certain way. So that means probably it is that you need to come in formals every day, and maybe Friday you can be in your casuals, right? Another thing could be sexual harassment policy. Now, the company might say that we highly discourage this, and a strong action would be taken if they see somebody harassing someone, or if there are some incidents in the organization.
So I just wanted to take you through the Tata's code of conduct. And if you can see here, Tata has always been value driven, and it's written that they have 5 core values that underpin the way we conduct our business activities. So they clearly say here integrity, responsibility, excellence, pioneering, and unity. These are the 5 core values that they run by. And like I had mentioned, this code of conduct is available on their website, and you can find it freely by going on the website. So this lays down the ground rules for employees, customers, suppliers, and the scope of this document is given in the beginning, so you can go through it. And here again, there are certain core principles that they have given in detail. So I'll just go through what they say to their employees. Here you can see they clearly mention our employees and what they provide and what is something that they completely stand against. So they say dignity and respect, and that is for each and every individual, and they respect employees' privacy. And here we have no concern with the conduct outside the work environment, so they clearly mention it here. And if this conduct impairs their work performance, then it is something that will be which would affect the business and the reputation of the business, then it would be taken up. And again, bribery and corruption. For bribery and corruption, they go on to say our employees and those representing us, including agents and intermediaries, shall not directly or indirectly offer or receive any illegal or improper payments or comparable benefits that are intended or perceived to obtain undue favors for the code for the conduct of the business. So like you can see here, Tata clearly lists in its code of conduct what they are expecting, what is their standard, and they go. This is like a 40-page document, and they go on to talk about their policies, their standard that need to be followed in an organization. I hope this is clear.
Providing ethical training. Now, what are ethical trainings? Ethical is you need to communicate the organizational standard. You can do this by conducting workshops, seminars, and various other kinds of trainings where you can put employees in situations and ask them to react in a way that they understand is the best, and then train them accordingly. Another point, important one at that, is visibly uh, reward employees who are doing ethical work, and give punishment to employees who are uh, doing unethical work. That means people who are not respecting the credo of your organization needs to be punished. That means some certain type of penalty or suspension is definitely required when it comes to their attention. So hence it is very important. Also, people who are very ethical, that means it shows in their work, their productivity, and also being ethical in nature is something that a manager can gauge. This should be coming out in their performance evaluations. Performance evaluations means that an employee is evaluated each year according to the work that they are doing. Now, this is on many criteria and it differs across organizations. Finally, providing protective mechanism. Now, this means that an employee should be protected against any kind of harassment that they faces if they want to report something unethical. Now, this is very important. You might have if you haven't come across this, I'll give you an example. Many companies, many big companies in which frauds were reported, there were a lot of times whistleblowers. Now, whistleblowers are those employees who can see in right in front of them that something is happening which is unethical in nature, and they want to report this. So they tend to migrate towards the top management and tell them. Now, these people only feel safe when they feel that they'll be protected. So only then they step forward. So it is becomes very important to provide them solid protective mechanisms. So integrative helpline. So this is one of the helplines that many companies have, many big companies have. It is basically that if you think that something weird is happening around you, you can report it. By weird, I mean something unethical. You can report it under being and also being anonymous at the same time. So this is a very good way to report something that you find needs to be reported. Hey everybody for watching this video. If this video created any value in your life, please like, share and subscribe this video. Also don't forget to check out the links given in the description box below.